Elgoods Warrior Bitter.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got one here today from Cambridgeshire, or the witch's tit as I know it because it's so fucking flat. This is from a place called Wisbeach, which is in Cambridgeshire, and it's from the Elgoods Brewery. Now, I've tried one of theirs before and it was the Elgoods Cambridgeshire Bitter, which was quite nice. I quite like that. But this is another one of their bitters, and I read the description and that's what turned me onto it. It is a traditional English bitter, and it's come from a brewery with a lot of tradition, and they brew a lot of traditional English beers. And they're not bad. As I say, I've tasted the Cambridge bitter. That was like a session bitter, and I really liked it. I thought that was a good one. So, as I say, hence the reason I bought this one. Now, this brewery has been going since, well, it can trace the history of the building back as a brewery back to 1714, which is quite old in English terms, not so much in German or Belgian, but certainly in English. The oldest, I think, is Shepherd Neame, which is 1698. The next one along from that could well be Elgoods, but there is a break in the history. Elgoods didn't own the brewery. Shepherd Neame has been the largest independently owned brewery that's been continuously brewing since then. There's been a bit of a mishmash of ownership on this during the early days, but from 1877 the Elgood family owned this, and they've been brewing beers there ever since, and they're quite a big hit in the region of Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, Lincolnshire, around that area on the eastern part of England, East Anglia, around there, and around the Wash, or the area known as the Wash, going up to Lincolnshire. And they own quite a few pubs there as well, mostly in Wisbeach, but there are a few in Spalding, in Lincolnshire, and also some in Norfolk as well. So they're generally situated around that area, and yeah, genuinely good at what they do. So, with that in mind, let's investigate the beer. It is an English bitter. On the side, you don't get this gumph on the website, this is only on the side of the bowl. It says, a traditional style English bitter ale, a blend of the finest pale ale, amber and crystal malt. Pale ale malt would be the base malt on that. The amber obviously would be giving it the colour and also a little bit of flavour to it as well, but there's crystal malt in there as well, which gives it a nice sweet malty flavour, and that's what they used in there for the fruity malty flavour and generous portions of English hop varieties: Challenger, Goldings and Fuggles. 3 classic British hops, an excellent choice for British style or English style ales, specifically bitter. Challenger will give it that nice hoppy spiciness that is synonymous with a good English bitter. You get that black pepper bitterness on the finish. That's what it's renowned for. Goldings and Fuggles, well, you know what you get with them. Goldings, you will get quite an earthy, herbal type flavour, and also some spice as well, and pretty similar from the Fuggles as well. Doesn't say where they come from. Could be Herefordshire, could be Worcestershire, could be Kent, who knows. And it gives it a well-developed hop character. Apparently, this beer is brewed by Elgood and Sons at the North Bank Brewery, a 5th generation family firm, still fighting to keep the business thriving. And yeah, that is true. They've been hit particularly hard by COVID. Obviously, all their pubs have shut. The brewery is doing bottles, hence this stuff. But yeah, they've been hit hard, and it does say so on the website as well, which is a real shame. I really hope they survive through all this bullshit. Warrior is an expression of the independence that has kept the brewery solely private hands since 1795. Well, it's been privately owned since 1795. I think the Elgood family took it over in 1877. That's what I'm getting. But that's what it says. Brewed and bottled for Elgood and Sons Limited, North Bank Brewery. Who brewed and bottled it? Is that contract brewed? And it's got Italian language on there. I don't know why that is. Do they export to Italy? Are there a lot of Italians in Cambridge? Who knows? Not that I've noticed. A lot of Eastern Europeans, they do all the fruit picking there. I can't imagine they'd be into this. They'd be more into their lagers. But you never know. Wonders will never cease. Let's get it open. Let's see what's going on. Right, cap is plain black. Nothing to see there. Let's get it into ye oldie glass. See what is going on. That looks quite nice actually. Yeah, it looks very nice indeed actually. Now this is 5.5. Could possibly be classed as an ESB, but let's see what's going on here. Oh, it smells nice. Really good balance of malt and hops on that aroma. Nice earthy notes to it as well. That'll be the fuggles that are coming through there. Sorry, the goldings, not the fuggles, the goldings. I stand bollocked. It smells really good actually. It's reminding me of the aroma that comes from the Bishop's Finger. I think the Bishop's Finger has got a little bit more of a herbal, leafy type aroma, but there's still shades of that coming through on this. Oh, it smells really good though. Let me have a taste, because if it's as good as it smells, this is going to be an absolute cracker. Please do not let me down. Bottoms up. Yeah, that is really good. Really nice. Lovely malt on that. There is a sweetness to it as well. I wonder, have they put invert sugar in this? Ingredients. Oh, it's just fucking hops, water. Does it say corn? Am I seeing correctly? No, thankfully that is a translation. It's either Italian or Spanish. Corn translates to barley in that. There's no corn in this. It just wouldn't make sense to put corn into this. Why would you do such a stupid thing? Let's get some more down the hatch. It's really good. There's strong caramel malt, a touch of toffee on there as well, toffee malt, and a nice balance of earth, spice, and there's a slight grassy herbal note to it as well, but that's not as pronounced. It's reminded me a lot of some of the really good stuff that Cotley do. It's got that lovely malty crystal malt, sweet crystal malt that's coming through here. Potentially there may be some invert sugar on it, but that could be an extra helping of the crystal malt on there. But either way, it tastes absolutely great. This is what British beer should taste like. That's really good, and that's what I love about British beer. This is British beer done right. And I'm not going to have a rant about the craft brewers, but when you can get a craft brewer that can brew stuff like this, I'd have a lot of respect for them. No American hops in this, it's just pure, honest ingredients. English grown malt and hops. And yeah, this is what I like. This is bitter and English beer done right. I really like it. Strong flavours, typically British. It would be interesting if I was to explain the difference between dark beers from, say, the United Kingdom, from Germany and from Belgium. I'd use something like this, maybe Fuller's ESB, the Elgood Warrior, maybe something from the Yorkshire Brewery, like Yorkshire Moor or something like that, Cropton, or C84 as they're called now. I would use something like that and put it up against a good German Doppelbock, or even a Dunkel and a Belgian double, and you would see the subtle differences. The German Doppelbock, very malt heavy, not much hop character, quite strong, sweet, malty flavours. The Belgian double, very sweet, candy sugar, lots of caramel malt, lots of carbonation. And then you get this, lots of caramel malt, lots of hop character, and just overall balance and good flavour. And it's lovely. And when it's done right, I would put this up against the best beer in the world. I really would. And this is good. This is what I would expect from a larger local independent brewers. Something like Cotley, maybe Timothy Taylor, although they're quite big, but Elgood as well. The cheddar ale stuff, you know, that's the best of English beer in my opinion. And you know, if you like your American style IPAs, your New Englands and your West Coast IPAs, you're probably not going to like this, because this has got an emphasis on the malt, and it just smells great and it tastes absolutely amazing. It's lovely. It's really good. It's well done, and that is a credit to Elgood. So what's the verdict on Elgood's Warrior? Yeah, it's really good. I like it. I think it's better than the Cambridge bitter that they do, and it's a perfect balance of malt and hops. This is what happens when you get British beer right. Certainly bitter. That's a really top class bitter in my opinion. It's got all the caramel malt, touch of toffee malt on there, but it's got the hop character with the earth, the spice, some grassy, herbal, floral notes. Overall, the balance of the two giving a nice fruity flavour, and yeah, it's just got everything right on that one. There may be some invert sugar in that because it is quite sweet. Well, I say sweet compared to other bitters. Certainly there were, I always use Coniston Old Man as an example. Not the Coniston Old Man, Coniston Bluebird, because that only contains Challenger hops. Challenger hops give you a very black pepper, bitter finish. And if you taste that Coniston Bluebird, I always mention that because it's a single hop bitter, and it is bitter. It's got a real big black pepper style finish on it, and that gives it a real bitter, long lasting finish. And I've always said that if you want to sort of see the base ingredient of a good English bitter, try Coniston Bluebird. But this has got the Challenger hops. I can taste them in there. They've got that nice bitterness, but it's not as harsh as the Coniston Bluebird on the throat. You do get that lovely sweet malt, but this is really well balanced, I have to say. And for me, it's just everything right about a British beer. So that is the reason I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10. That is a really good one. And if you're torn between the session bitter that they do, the Cambridge, Elgood's Cambridge bitter, or this stuff, if you like your stronger ESBs, you're quite full on your 6X type beers, you know, the Wadworth 6X, this is up there with them. And this is going to go on the list as one of the best bitters I've tasted so far this year. It's really that good. And remember, beer is working class champagne.